Now, Parliament on Monday was compelled to make part payment of its indebtedness to the Electricity Company of Ghana. Now, the House paid 8.5 million out of 13 million cedis owed the power distributor to avert disconnection from the national grid. Now, the National Task Force of ECG recovered 18.5 million owned by 3 state institutions on day one of the company's nationwide exercise to recover some 5.7 billion cedis owed by customers. Now, the 18.5 million is part of some 46.9 million owed by Parliament, the Ghana Airport Company, and the state broadcaster, the National Broadcasting Company Corporation, GBC. Now, my colleague Joseph Akwesi Aveji was with the team and has more in the following report.
This has been day one of the Electricity Company of Ghana's national exercise to try and recoup some 5.7 billion Ghana cedis from both state and private enterprises who have been owing the ECG in bills. Now, the day one, which part of it was handled by the National Task Force of the Electricity Company of Ghana, visited some 3 institutions. First, we went to the Parliament of Ghana, where we were told Parliament is owing over 13 million Ghana cedis. Now, the team got to Parliament and then met a bit of resistance from the officials in Parliament not to disconnect the lawmaking house. It led into a meeting between the 2 parties, who went into a meeting for about 30 minutes, came back, and then we were told that the Parliament has agreed to pay 8.5 million Ghana cedis upfront. The team moved to the Ghana Airport Company, met with another fierce resistance from the security agencies. But at the end of the day, an agreement was reached. Laila Abubakari is the manager communications affairs at the Electricity Company of Ghana, giving us some more details from those 2 institutions.
The National Task Force is the one that is in charge of our state-owned enterprises, the ministries, departments and agencies under the ministry. And so we have been going with them today. We visited Parliament House. They were owing about 13 million. They've committed to paying 8 million by close of the 8.5 million Ghana cedis. We saw evidence of that. And then we went to the Ghana Airport Company. They owed an arrears of 28 million Ghana cedis, of which they made 10 million Ghana cedis payment instant just when we got them. So we're giving them 48 hours to make the full payment.
We moved to the state broadcaster, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, where we've been told that they owe to the tune of some 5.9 million Ghana cedis, which was also in arrears. Now, the GBC, we have been told, have been paying their current bills as well, leading to a meeting between the 2 parties where they judged on what to do. The position of the GBC is that, in fact, the amount was more than the 5.9 million Ghana cedis, but as at last year, government paid some 17 million Ghana cedis out of the entire arrears, leaving some 5.9 million cedis behind, which the ECG want to collect, or the state broadcaster will be put off.
They have explained to us that because of the way they run the operations, they wouldn't be able to cough out the money for us instantly. They've had some discussions with their minister, the Minister of Information, and then the National Media Commission, together with the Ministry of Energy. And there was some sort of agreement last year. However, ECG's point is that there hasn't been any movement on the debt that is remaining. They have explained to us that they have a system, they are going to get some money and then pay, because they have to find innovative ways of coming up with the money. And so we've been given permission to leave them for now for 48 hours. We need to see some movement on that 6 million Ghana cedi debt. So now that they have, some of them have defaulted and we are going after our monies, they will be served letters accordingly. When the task force disconnects, they just don't leave. They leave something behind so that if you need to reach someone, you're able to make contact with the team and then make payment appropriately. And with that, there's a time on it. It's stated clearly in the letter. If you default on the time, then we can start a legal process against you because we also need to pay our bills.
The three institutions we visited were all state-owned agencies owing in a total of 46.9 million Ghana cedis. Now, about 18.5 have been recouped from that. The exercise resumes tomorrow, Tuesday, with visit to some other state-owned agencies. Reporting for Joy News, my name is James Kwesi Aveji.
Dr. Steve Mantera is policy analyst with the Integrated Social Development Center, ISODEC, and he joins us on phone. Now, Doc, I'm grateful that you've been able to join us. Now, 18.5 million on day one. Good enough?
Yes, compared to what is owed, one would say it's a drop in the ocean. But for me, it's a very encouraging beginning. For as long as ECG is able to sustain this initiative, I'm pretty sure that the company will get somewhere.
Doc, there are institutions on the list that are serial defaulters. What can the ECG do to make them cough up this money?
I think that is exactly what they are doing. I mean, the threat of disconnection and the public embarrassment that comes with it. I want to believe that you are referring to the Ghana Airport Company. Yes, indeed, last year, ECG disconnected them and got them to pay something. And so the fact that they've gone back there again to collect whatever is outstanding, for me, is what I refer to as sustainable approach to revenue collection. You don't sleep and wait for debt to accumulate. And so I want to believe that from time to time, they'll be following up on the Ghana Airport Company, other serial and defaulted, so that we can collect all the money we owe. I think we, as the ordinary consumers, should be supporting this initiative of ECG because we are the end beneficiaries of this aggressive debt collection. Commercial losses are partly to blame for the high tariffs you and I pay to ECG because they are all built into the tariff structure. And so if ECG can reduce the commercial losses, then it comes back to also reduce tariffs in the long run. Again, if ECG can reduce commercial losses, then it is able to invest in the technical side, that is equipment renewal, replacement of old transformers, etc., to bring about efficiency and reduce the number of times power may have to go out for maybe faulty machines or for reasons of power trips and the rest. And so what ECG is doing is what any serious business should do to be able to remain in business. And I think we ought to give them all the support they need.
Now, to close national, regional, and district officers of the company to chase, debt tests, people have raised the issue about sustainability of this exercise. What is your take on that?
Yeah, I think the communication around the closure of ECG officers has been misunderstood.
Okay.
My check confirmed to me that all the customer service centers of ECG will remain open. It is the administrative and technical staff who will be deployed to support this ambitious revenue mobilization exercise. So all those who need to buy power credits and people who may have some challenges with their power services and all that will be able to get the ECG to attend to that. I'm reliably informed that even on the technical side, some skeletal tasks will be maintained to deal with emergencies. And so to the extent that what we are doing is in the general good and towards the improvement of the service that we enjoy, I think that we will have to cope with whatever little inconveniences that may arise. We want to be able to mobilize to improve services. We all know that government doesn't have the resources to build the company up and out. So the company will have to do what it has to do to survive. And I think we should lend them that support.
All right, grateful to you, Dr. Steve Mantell there.